So this one kind of adds a whole nother aspect to my last story because I broke my collarbone while my arm was broken. So, um, this was just me being stupid. So I had my arm broken and I had the cast that went all the way up to my shoulder almost. And it was a Saturday and there was going to be like this big picnic at the park. And so my brother and I, we decided we were going to go play soccer at the park before the picnic just to have some fun because we didn't have anything else to do. And we get there and then one of our friends was already there and he had just bought this big kite to go kite surfing. And so we were at the park and he's like, I want to test this out because I just bought this. We're like, okay, cool. So it was a pretty windy day and he was flying the kite and he's like, you want to try it? My brother was like, yeah, I want to try. So then he tried it. And then I was like, well, I kind of want to try it. And he's like, well, you have a broken arm. I was like, it doesn't matter. He's like, okay. So he gave it to me. And everything was fine because like it has a harness that you can hook to your body. So we just hooked it to my body and we didn't take it off. So we were all good. Everything was fine. Like, okay, I'm done. And my mom comes over because she gets there right when the picnic started. And she's like, you need to get off. And I was like, fine. So I undo it and I give it back to him. And then so he starts flying this kite, on the ground. And then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of hungry. I'm going to go to the picnic, follow my mom. So I start to walk over there. And then right when that happens, like the kite picks up wind and it picks up my friend off the ground and like rams him right into me. And so I fall over, and since I had my cast that went all the way up to my shoulder, I fell on my arm, but there wasn't any give because of the cast. So it put like all the pressure of me falling right up into my shoulder, and I broke this tip of my collarbone off. So it was just chilling there. And at first I thought I just like hurt myself because I didn't hear anything crack or hear anything break like my arm. So I was like, okay. So I was like holding up my elbow because it relieved the pain a little bit. And so I went over and I sat on the fence for a while. I was like, okay, the pain's just going to go away. It's just going to go away. I sat there for like 20 minutes and it didn't go away. And I was like, crap, what am I going to tell my mom? So I go over and I was like, Mom, I think I broke my collarbone. And she's like, what? What did you do? And so there's a guy in my ward who's a plastic surgeon, so he has like some sort of medical background. So he like comes over and he takes a look at it. And the bishop at the time as well came over and looked. And they're like, yeah, we think you probably should go to the hospital. I was like, great. So my mom takes me to the hospital, and I already have a broken arm and a cast, and it's the same side of my body that it's broken, and my collarbone's like breaking, killing me. And what we did is we tied a bunch of towels together and wrapped around my arm, kind of make like a sling. So we get to the hospital, and he's like, yep, it's broken, after he took the x-rays, and we're like, great. So what do you do for this type of thing? He's like, there's nothing really you can do. You can't really cast it. You just have to have it in a sling and hold it up and hope that it heals right. I'm like, okay, it's kind of the same scenario. Okay, we know how this works. So luckily, that one didn't have to be rebroken. That one healed right. But I did have to wear a sling with my cast the whole time my arm was broken. So that was quite fun. Not really, but it's better than having to have crutches at the same time too. So that's good. But yeah, that one was just as painful as my arm. Same type of thing, just really bad, aching, feeling. That one actually did have a little bit of pain shoot up into my neck though, when, like if I let it drop, it would shoot pain up into my neck, like over here in the back. So that was kind of annoying. So if I just kept it up, it would just be the aching pain that the medicine would help with. But yeah, that was quite fun. And I broke my collarbone right after the third time or the second time they re-broke my arm. So they didn't have to re-break my arm anymore after that, but it was just like one bone right after the other. So I was technically like an invalid for, I don't know, probably like 7 months or so. I was like, I think it was like 15. And when I broke my arm, it was right about the same time, right before that. So 15 or maybe the end of my 14th year. So